Welcome to Istanbul Park. It is the final day of the FIA World Rallycross Championship for 2025, and it's going to be taking a little bit of a break as it becomes the European Rallycross Championship for the next couple of years, with the aim to come back again with the World Championship in 2028. We've got brand new cars which are going to be faster, safer, cheaper. My name is Andrew Coley. I nearly said Andreas Bakkerud. This is Andreas Bakkerud. I'm excited, dude. It's kind of we're coming to a little bit of a close here. The 121st, I think it is, World RX event. Whoa. But we're going to, Johan Kristoffersson is going for a record-breaking 8th title. That would put him equal with Sébastien Loeb. Although Höljes might go for 9 this year. Loeb, of course, on 9. It'll take him above Schumacher and Hamilton. Different disciplines, but when you're that good in a discipline for that long, you are the benchmark. These people are here to see that moment in history go down. We're here to bring it to you. Euro RX3 to be settled as well today. They're queuing up in the pre-grid behind us, and those guys will be on the grid momentarily. In fact, looks like the first 3 cars are on there already. So Gellins, Sousa and Sousa are on the grid for this one. Crowd are starting to fill up here at Istanbul Park. If you're enjoying the coverage, please like and subscribe. It makes a massive difference to the reach of the championship, so please do. So drones up above the start. It's very windy. Gellins on the inside has a good start. The 2 Sousas alongside who came together yesterday in pretty spectacular fashion.
They had a big moment yesterday. I'm sure they had some discussions over dinner. And
you reckon they had dinner together? I don't know after yesterday.
I saw some comments from some Portuguese fans giving them well, people are enjoying,
the thing was, we caught the drama, didn't we? Which I kind of feel sorry for them for. But when you catch the emotions of drivers, it's always, I don't know, it's always fun, isn't it? I think people need to know how high the emotions run when you're racing, Andreas. Particularly, obviously, family team. I mean, I think our most notable pair of family is probably the Hansens. I can't think, if you had a brother, can you imagine having to race them?
Nope, never. Because in rallycross, there's so much adrenaline, so many feelings. Chit-chat before the race, working, especially, I guess, running a team together, like the Hansens, running into each other almost every day in the workshop, as I can imagine, or even
and then occasionally running into each other on track.
Yeah, and you feel like, let's say, one brother is putting more effort than the other brother, or opposite, and you feel that you should beat your brother or whatever.
It would be really hard, wouldn't it? And the same goes for family members, obviously, whether it's uncle and son, or son and father, whatever. It's. I think racing a family member would be hard. But yesterday it didn't go down too well. Gellins is out front. Gellins had a decent day yesterday, if I remember correctly. He had 2 P4s.
He had good starts yesterday. He struggled a little bit with pace. I wonder if he's picked it up a little bit more today. It's going to be interesting to see if he can challenge the top gunners. Track
conditions, it looks like they've had a proper re-prep overnight. I love it when it's proper gravel, but this place also, it does stay slippery, doesn't it? And that's what's fun, is that even when it rubbers in and goes through grooves, it's still slippery, and it's such a track, as you said yesterday, of 2 halves. An F1 track, super wide, super grippy, and then this technical stuff, the wall, it's like Monaco in terms of the walls. They are ever present, and it's super slippery.
Yeah, the dirt is very narrow section, We saw on the practice warm-up this morning that it was super slick. The cars were floating around, even the Super 16 or RX3 cars were kind of like reverse entry. So yeah, it was slippery. It's going to be track evolution. Every heat is going to be quicker for a while until it turns. And all of a sudden we're going to see some dust.
Yeah, it will turn. Like yesterday, it turned inside the 5 races, didn't it? So we've got the same number of races today in terms of qualifying, because of course the Euro RX guys yesterday were running with the World RX guys, and today they are in the World Rallycross Championship. We're really excited for that. A number of notable debuts. Litvinovic, who won yesterday for the first time in Euro RX1, he'll be looking to have a good time today. Tapanen done 3 rounds of Euro now, 16 years old. He'll be the youngest ever driver in the World Rallycross Championship. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Holland, of course, making his debut as well.
It looks like Rogerio Sousa is I'm sorry, Rogerio.
Yeah, Rogerio in the Fiesta.
Is picking up pace on his brother Andre. So
Let's just hope they do. I mean,
Rogério's
been in the joke already, so Rogério looks like he's on it, doesn't he? Look, Rogério's absolutely full of pace here. He needs Andre Suzuki Joker now, or we might have more family feuds. We're on the final lap, so Andre's going to have to go anyway. So yesterday, if you missed it, go find it on the World RX Instagram account. What happened was Rogério came out of the Joker.
No.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Opposite.
No, Rogério was in the Fiesta, wasn't he, and hit the Audi.
Yeah.
So Rogério, sorry, yes, you're right. Rogério he was on standard lap, and he went full throttle, full lock into the side.
Full on the steer.
Yeah, and he got a black flag for it. So I think he'll be disappointed with hindsight. You know, at the time you're desperate to shut the door, but I think he'd be a bit disappointed, wouldn't he? It was, and black flags are quite rare, aren't they? So it was, and then it took them all day to repair Rogério's car. Great to see him back out here.
Yeah, awesome.
Great to have had RX3. I love this category. And Andreas, this is one you were champion of twice? Or
twice. 2011 and 12. So I finished third in 2010 when Timmy won the championship.
I love that.
The year before, Mats Lysen. I used to be a geek on all this.
Yeah, but I love it. Love all that.
Snittish won the year after me. You know, it was good.
The big names have come through Super 1600.
I mean, this is, for me, the class to be in.
Gellins is going to take it. But anyone who knows me knows I love anything that revs high. 306 maxi for the win. You know? I just want the support category to be F2 rally cars, basically. But that's not cost effective either. So let's not do that. So Gellins takes it. What was the time? 4:44.6 compared to yesterday. It's faster than, it's not quite as quick as the winner Gerklis in Q1. And Q2 was much, much faster as the track developed.
So yesterday, Gerklis did a 4:42.9 in Q1, which is kind of roughly the same conditions as today. Today, we got 4:44.
And there's just disappeared, off the timing screen just when we wanted it.
There it is back. 4:44.6 from Gellins.
Gellins comes back down the start straight here at the F1 track. It is cool, isn't it?
Yeah, nice and clean race though. 3 cars only, 6 cars on the grid for this weekend. A bummer to see the classes losing volume later on in the year. It's been a tough battle all through the whole season. It's been a good field, so I know the travel down to Turkey for the majority of the field is a bit long and costly. So, but next time.
That's why the changes are being made. If you guys aren't aware, so next year will be internal combustion only. It'll be the European Rallycross Championship for RX1. And the idea then is that more people from national championships can enter. So we get some of the French guys, some of the Swedish guys. We have a bigger grid in Euro. Spend a couple of years doing that until these new regulations come out. They're absolutely key to the future of the sport. And we're excited about it, honestly. So give the championships some support, give it some love. Try not to be too negative, people, you know? I don't like seeing negativity on social. Ribeiro, Kovacs and Gerklis in this one. And, get excited is what I'm saying. Get excited. I'm excited, genuinely. I know you are, because I know you're working hard to be here, and you probably couldn't work to be in the World Championship at the minute. You can't afford it. Yeah,
and at the same time, there isn't enough cars and teams. So this is something that the FIA is working hard on and with on the sideline. So I think the future is bright.
Ribeiro on the inside here. Basically, the 2 quali sessions yesterday make him the champion, but he doesn't want to call it until the end of Q4, which is fine. So 2 qualifying sessions today, nicely done off the line, gets the whole shot away. Kovacs, putting a squeeze on Gerklis. Look, Gerklis almost out in the paint. Gerklis should joker here if Kovacs doesn't. Kovacs does. Gerklis did well there because he had to look, and because he had to wait, he was carrying too much speed, wasn't he? And that might cost him actually.
Yeah, he probably lost around a second there, going so late on the break there. Getting a massive understeer, but you can see just how tight it is in that exit from turn 1 to 2. That's narrow, super narrow, with a big bank on the outside. Ribeiro is already pitting on a gap. Yesterday we didn't see him up top yesterday, like normally he would be.
He was careful, wasn't he? He was in championship mode, and I mean, I get it.
Yeah, and today he looks relaxed. Warm up this morning, he was flawless. I mean, he had great rotations. He did a job, and he was quickest. Yeah,
I was stood. I think were you on the roof with the spotters?
Yeah,
and I was down alongside the start line.
Yeah.
Gerklis did an absolutely mega tyre warm, by the way, like a proper one. Handbrake on, like a car park burnout.
9,200 average.
All the revs, all the revs, little bit of steering, like left and right. Yeah, he painted, he signed his name on the pre-grid, definitely.
Yeah, Kovacs is doing well here now, 2.7 behind Johan Ribeiro. I'm not really sure the RX3 times compare with like the Joker lap, the Delta.
No, yesterday we thought the Delta was about
3.2.
Yeah, was it 3.2 in the end?
Yeah, we said.
Yes, because 3.6 was easily enough, wasn't it? So we reckon just over 3.
You can see kind of Gerklis is kind of catch a little bit of the gap of Johan Ribeiro. I saw the same thing yesterday. Johan had great starts, but then suffering with pace.
I wonder if he's not quick on the loose stuff. But it's not like they haven't gone. Gerklis is having a look on the inside. Not a lot of point in coming through there.
Yeah.
Ribeiro is struggling, isn't he? Gerklis up the inside. Gerklis pushes him out towards the outside. Bit of beef between these two. Ribeiro on the lock stops as he comes through. He ends up in the loose stuff, and Gerklis forces his way. He doesn't, and he holds on around the outside. I'm surprised he found the traction out there.
Yeah, me too.
All they're doing, though, look behind them. Kovacs is there, and the gap was 3.9 to Kovacs. I reckon it's a lot less now. As they come over the start-finish line, we'll get an update on the gap. 2.5, not enough. Kovacs to take this, Andreas.
Yeah, and they're also going slower than Gelanes from the previous heat. Gelanes did a 108.6. Johan now did 110.6.
So Gellins, you think Gellins will be, what are the lap times like for Kovacs? Kovacs 130, he has done a 108, 108.8.
Yeah.
So Kovacs could take the session. Our predictor is going to tell you what we've said, which is that Ribeiro will lose it by a considerable margin. And at the minute, Ribeiro and...
Look, there's no gap in between them.
No, Ribeiro and Gerklis
I'm surprised Gerklis didn't joker.
So am I, but then he would have lost out to Kovacs. So I guess they're maybe hoping they'll get away. But when you're fighting Andreas, you're not going to look at him. He's there. Kovacs is there behind them.
All over his rib.
Look at the difference there as well. Again, understeer. So Ribeiro's struggling in the tight corner. Gerklis to the lead.
I think with these Super 16 sorry.
I don't worry, mate. I still call them
cars,
Super 1600. That's what they are.
When you use the handbrake, you're going to expect an understeer and a kind of like a stall in a slow corner. So you have to, instead of one big push, 5, 6.
It's nip, isn't it? And then you keep the revs up at a certain
point. Kind of like a left foot brake.
Yeah, you're balancing the throttle you're balancing the nose on the throttle and the rear on the handbrake. So you're doing each end of the car. They both go joker. Kovacs is in, look. And that's an easy one for Kovacs. So I would suggest Gerklis had better pace here, but just didn't get the start.
But this time the gap was 1.6, and it's not that big of a gap, to be honest. I think in RX3 it's more like 2.5 seconds.
There we are. A little bit lighter on the brakes, of course. Decent corner speed too when they're on the tarmac. It's a little bit less so on the loose.
To see these cars though, and drivers as well. I would love to see them taking the step next year into all-wheel drive car. One of the top, or I believe strongly that these drivers has the capacity to be fighting for titles in the future, you know. Coming from the front-wheel drive background into a supercar, it's not a big and massive step.
Kovacs going to take it. Is he going to get Gellins' time? No, he's missing by a tenth. Gellins wins the session by 1/10 of a second. Pretty sure Gellins won one earlier this year. Yeah, he did. Gellins won a session at the Kimmy Ring, so that's a session for Gellins there, and another one here. Samuel Kovacs 444.7. It was a 444.6 for Gellins. Kovacs was on his own there, so in theory, to be fair, on the last lap he did catch them, so he could have lost out there. But Gerklis and Ribeiro. Lap times 108s from 108 from Gerklis, or 108s from the top three, isn't it, Andreas? Look, Gerklis actually did the fastest lap, 108.5. Yeah,
but he was in traffic behind Johan Ribeiro and lost out a little bit there. But I think Gelanes was clean 4 laps. Only his opening lap was a little bit beneath Johan.
Yeah. So this was Kovacs on lap number 1, tiny bit of contact between him and Gerklis. So Gerklis really did lose out.
We see the hairpin, the first attempt of our overtake. Here we were both surprised that Gerklis didn't manage to...
Here, look, there's traction in the damp dirt, isn't there?
It is.
It's sticky.
So much more.
Yeah. But you were saying later on, obviously, that goes away. And then the second attempt, he got him at the hairpin. So Ribeiro struggling a little bit at the hairpin.
Yeah, not a little bit. A massive amount.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Andreas can say it, definitely. He's won this championship twice.
And I won here in
It's
Turkey.
good having you here, mate, because I don't have to commit quite as hard. You know, I can go, well, if Andreas said it, it's definitely true. It's definitely true. But Ribeiro's just got one job to do, and that's to try and win the title, of course. We are moving on to World Rallycross Championship with some new faces in it, which we're excited to see some of these drivers make the step up. In this one, Karai, Moser, and Gronholm. We've got some of the youngsters coming shortly afterwards. Gronholm is in the title fight, but really, Kristoffersson only has to start 2 qualifying sessions today to guarantee that title. Now, what we were saying, of course, is there is a bit more jeopardy for him. Although the same cars are in the races as yesterday, Johan will know he's got to keep it safe. Niklas likewise knows he needs to get from the outside to the inside off the start, and Moser's beaten him.
Wow.
So Moser's got the inside line. Gronholm can't get there. Moser's in front, Karai's in front. You ride on board with Gronholm in P3. If they don't go Joker, he certainly should. Oh. And he does. It's a late decision.
He definitely thought Karai was going into the Joker, and so he turned into turn number 3, and then decided to go to the Joker.
How much time lost there? Not
Probably
a lot, I would say.
7, 8 tenths.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised Karai following Moser. Yesterday, Karai's
got him up the inside, Andreas. Just as you looked at the timing screen, he nipped up the inside in the hairpin up in turn 6.
Karai yesterday's pace was insane.
He was mega, wasn't he?
So good, so quick all day long. In the final, he would have won if not for traffic.
Litvinovich was quick as well in the final. Did you go and see him afterwards? Because I know you did the interview with him, and he said about, I made some changes thanks to your advice. Was that driving or setup?
I think a little bit of both, but I think they didn't have enough time to make the big changes. So I think today we'll see.
I'm looking forward to seeing.
I'm not going to take any credit. I'm just going to take all the credit if he does well.
He was cool. I thought it was really nice that he said straight away to you, didn't he?
Yeah.
How grateful he was.
A bit wider from Moser.
Average Joker look is 4.0 is what we're hearing. And from free practice, that was this morning.
So for all of you guys watching, all of these guys were driving in the European Championship, not Niklas though. But the change from them yesterday till today is basically they've added ballast, 50 kilos. As we see, Niklas is overtaking Moser here in turn number 5. His pace is so good. I mean, Niklas is a pro driver, pro rallycross driver.
One of the best in the world.
Yeah, this is his job. Moser, gentleman driver, never done a World Championship before. Also, they are adding 50 kilos of ballast.
Which is to put them up to the... So, yeah, the Euro cars were always running lighter. So if you were looking at the regulations, and that was part of the equalisation of technologies where they wanted to try and get the electric and the IC cars on a similar pace. So you take a bit of power from the electrics, you put a bit of power, a bit of weight in the IC cars.
Yes.
So Euro now with 50 kilos, and that changed the way that the car feels a bit?
It has, and I definitely think it plays in the ICE cars' ways when it's more slippery and more wet, because they are still lighter than the EV cars.
Looking at Karai, but can't find a way through. Gone, of course, is Joker already, so hasn't got any choice here but to pass him on track. I wonder if it'd do a Johan. It was this corner, wasn't it? He doesn't go for it in this one. Karai runs wide. He's got to try and make the most of that incredible torque from the EV powertrain. He does, straight up the inside. Brilliant passing by Gronholm. 2 great passes in the same corner. And gets the car into the lead, and watch now in the infield if he can get away, because he's so tight, he's not dropping a wheel off that clean line, Andreas.
Karai made a mistake there.
I thought he was, I was just about to say, look at him closing down with less weight in the car, but actually it was just too late, wasn't he? Look at Gronholm there, look at the time he gains, look at the inputs here. Little nip on the handbrake again.
He's really impressed me this year. The whole season, I think the CE dealer team has done a flawless job, prepared well. They've catched up to VW and KMS. But Niklas has been on point the whole season.
So I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
If Niklas had remained, Niklas had an emergency appendicitis in 2019 when he was in the title. But no. So you and Timmy was one of the moments. Imagine if it had been the 3 of you going for it, because it would have been incredible, wouldn't it?
I think at that time, I don't think Niklas would have had.
I don't think he was ready. No, fair enough. That's what I wanted to know. Yeah.
But by far, he was a great driver already then, and he had a great package.
I don't know if I could have handled a 3-way fight in South Africa, to be honest, mate. 2 was enough.
Yeah. And we were 3. Kevin as well.
Yeah, sure, but it was actually, so it would have been 4, but yeah.
But I don't think Kevin was ready either, so.
It's...
today, it will be awesome.
Yeah. So
today, Gronholm is doing his job. You know, Q1, he's early out. It's going to be track evolution. His target now for Q1 is to set a decent time to be in a better position for Q2.
Yeah, because Q1 is done from a random grid draw. So Gronholm ended up in race 1, which is when the track is slowest, and ended up on the outside, didn't win the start, and does win the race. So 3 things against him, and he still comes across and takes the checkered flag. Unfortunately for him, Johan and OC Vaby are in the last race, and the track evolution, Andreas, you think will be significant? I think it will.
I think it maybe not significant. What do you
significant?
Yes,
I like that.
That word. But a little bit, yes.
4:19.6. Do I have yesterday's qualifying times? No, I do not.
But 1:02.6 is a great lap time.
We're seeing 59s by the end of the day, weren't we? Okay, this was the start. Look, Gronholm on the outside. That was Moser, sorry. Moser got an epic start. Karai as well. This is on board with it. Look, last-minute decisions. That is last minute, isn't it? And this is what we were saying yesterday about how your vision is completely blocked by the car in front when you're that close. Pass number 1 on Moser, 1 locked wheel, lovely job.
Yeah.
And then pass number 2. Look at this.
Yeah, nice.
That's mint, isn't it?
Yeah. No, great job by Niklas. Keeping it calm, you know. Often when you end up in that position, you're rushing it, sometimes hitting another driver, creating damage on your car, losing 3 seconds. You know, it's easy to fail, but he did a great job there.
Clean passes as well. Teammate here, Clara Anderson, is in the next one. Visor down for her. Belevsky, Volland, Anderson, Limatainen and Litvinovic in this next one. There you go. Belevsky, the European Rallycross champion, yesterday left the circuit because he thought Limatainen was going to get him. Limatainen had to win the final. In the end, he ended up P3, and Litvinovic on the outside of the group was the winner. So all the drivers who were in our big story yesterday are in this race. Clara's going to need a mega start. If she can get a good start, that will help. But we've just seen from Niklas, you can pass. Visor down, sun still relatively low, certainly low in the commentary box. Limatainen had absolutely epic starts yesterday.
And he worked quick in warm-up this morning as well.
Here we go. Anti-lag up for 4 out of the 5 cars on the grid. Really even across. Good start, Limatainen. Belevsky on the inside as well. Limatainen moves across and takes the whole shot. Belevsky looked like he might have had a barrier tap. Anderson ends up out in P4, so Clara drops down to P4. Nils Volland's in front of her. Volland goes Joker straight away, and Litvinovic at the back of the pack.
I'm surprised that Clara didn't manage a better start, because Niklas and Clara had great starts yesterday.
Niklas lost his start too, though, didn't he? So maybe they've chosen the wrong settings.
Could be. Or tire choice, you know. They are in an early heat. Maybe they aren't on new tires where Limatainen and those guys are new in the championship. They maybe got more tires.
You get more tires if it's your first event. So they might have 8 new rather than used and new.
Yeah, and she's racing with good guys here. Both Mika Limatainen and Yuri Belevsky were fighting for the European Rallycross Championship title yesterday. Yuri winning it, but halfway through the final, Mika was winning it. And he ended 3rd in the championship. It was I didn't see that before this morning, though.
Litvinovic, I was doing the graphics last night for the highlights show, and Litvinovic with the equal points basically, because he has a win and Limatainen does not. He took the count back. You see the dirt now is starting to be dusty. This is the point where it starts to develop quicker. You know, more blue groove on there, but it doesn't necessarily always go quicker, but the first lap time of Limatainen is 1:01.9, so that's over a second quicker than Niklas. Clara in behind Belevsky. Belevsky, the 2025 European Rallycross champion. Great, I love this, because you never normally, once the championship's over, you don't normally get to see the champion race again. You know, it's often won in the last round. And here we are watching Belevsky. But I'm surprised quicker on the infield. Mika is having 1.999 gap over Yuri Belevsky. So he was flying yesterday. Did he lose his head in the final, do you think, yesterday, and just was too safe? It's easy to say yes, but something we need to remind ourselves with is that there's more laps in the final. That car, the Honda, is slightly a bit understeered, and I think they lost the front from lap 3 onwards. The extra laps the tyres go and it starts to go away from it. Clara goes Joker. So Volland had gone before. Clara Anderson trying to get out in front of Niels Volland. It's going to be close. She comes around the outside. I think she'll get there surely with the power from the C dealer team. Not quite. So now she really needs to find a way past Volland. Unfortunately, I thought that Joker strategy might pay off, and it hasn't. So Clara drops down to P5. The gap between these drivers now going to be tough to get back to. Well, certainly back to limit time. And limit time is 2.9. Or Balevski, it won't be long. A limit time could Joker come out in front anyway.
Yeah.
So really impressive drive. Mika Limitainen maybe with a point to prove from yesterday. You know, I was a bit gutted for him, but
yeah.
But also for Balevski, I felt Balevski yesterday. He did say it was his own mistake, didn't he, when he hit the tyre stack? But
absolutely.
Some of the other stuff maybe not so much.
But yeah, having a 3-second gap to Balevski for 3 laps
is impressive.
That's impressive.
Very. So Mika Limitainen on this final lap will go into the Joker. Clara Anderson and Volland are going to be too far back. Here goes Limitainen. Top 3 are going to go in. Are they all going to get out in front of Niels? I think Balevski's going to struggle here. Volland might be alongside Balevski. Balevski not going to get there. Niels Volland, great job. Early Joker from Niels Volland. Litvinovic comes out just in front of Clara. Litvinovic now under a bit of pressure. Clara might be able to cut back on the exit. So they're running in a line. She goes for the wide line. She's going to try outside, inside here. Litvinovic, though, in the alley just in front. Wise to it, gets it blocked off. So great job. Niels Volland has done a brilliant job here to get up into P2, but Limitainen has killed them. 4.1 up the road.
Can't believe it. He's showing muscles and strength today. This is what he needed yesterday, but coming today without any pressure.
12 hours later,
yes.
Without the pressure, and he's into the World Championship. Great to see him here. So Limitainen throwing down here. What's the time of Grona? Was a 4:19.6. I think he's going to get it by a long way. So 4:14.6. Limitainen goes 5 seconds quicker than Grona. Now some of that's traffic, some of it's track. How much do we think?
It was a great drive by Limitainen.
It was wasn't it?
If you look at his lap times, the first 3 laps, it's only 2/10 off each other. So, yeah, he put everything together. Great drive.
Mika Limitainen takes it from Niels Volland, who did the early Joker, and it worked out beautifully. Came out in front of the European champion Balevski. Litvinovic P4, Clara Anderson P5.
That's the best I've ever seen from Mika.
Agreed. Yeah, just looking at the overall time. So Clara ends up P6. Karai, Moser and Moser drop to the back of the pack. Great drive. Limitainen Cruz is back.
I gave him a thumbs up there.
Yeah, I like that, mate.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's windy. How do you think we're going to, this tent over the contracts is going to remain or blow down the rally?
That's a very good question, Andrew.
It is, isn't it? I'm just looking at the ratchet straps and wondering how strong they are.
But the thing is, he was so far ahead, and then everyone came together behind him, like for something 5 seconds behind.
4.1.
So, yeah, I don't think. Oh, here we go.
Look at
the
this.
stats.
9 World Championship titles for Sébastien Loeb from the WRC. 8 from Ogier. He's looking for a 9th this year. Equal on 7. Legendary Michael Schumacher, Lewis Hamilton, who won his 7th here in Turkey. Johan Kristoffersson looking for his 8th.
That's impressive.
On to the final race then. Baby, Munich to Paynen, August and Kristoffersson.
Youngest ever World Rallycross racer there.
Right. Yes. Takes it from Kevin Hansen.
Yeah.
What was Kevin?
17 years.
And 6 months, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
And Paynen is 16 and 10 months. So
wow.
16!
Imagine getting a chance when you're 16 years old to drive a supercar 0 to 60 in
and he's been driving one. He's been driving one, hasn't he, all season. He's done 3 rounds of Euro. Got to get a good start here. We saw an amazing start from Limitainen. It's very equal on the run to the first corner, but inside OC Baby's going to get the whole shot. Where is Kristoffersson? Hard to see from the drone.
He's third.
Yeah, P3. So Kristoffersson and goes Joker immediately. Followed in. Oh, he's lucky. He's followed in by both Mandy August and Rennie Munich. So
great tactics there. I know Rennie and Johan and Olink, they are kind of good friends. I think Johan has been helping them develop the car a little bit.
They've got their rear wings now, haven't they? So the rear wings for the Polo are now on the back of the IB.
I bet they have been kind of talking together there.
I wonder about that. If we lose, I'm going. Do you want to come with me? To be fair, also, you can't do much much better than following a seven-time world champion, maybe 8, you could say the same about Lewis, couldn't you? 7, maybe 8. That'll start an argument on social, won't it?
7, maybe 8.
Go on, you lot kick off in the comments. So Topainen, P2 from Baby, only 0.6 back. I'm pretty sure Topainen today, Andreas, doesn't have the pressure of needing to help Limitainen to do anything. To be honest with you, Limitainen doesn't need any help.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I must give it to Jonas Topainen. He gave a little squeeze to the world champ, Johan Kristoffersson, into turn 1. You know,
good.
That was great. Yeah.
The world champion, though, is hunting him down. Now, look at this from Johan Kristoffersson. Having joked, he's already only 1.1 second off the back of his teammate, OC Baby. Sorry, 1.1 off the back of Topainen, down to 0.4. He's halved that gap. He's within 2.9 of the lead already. Now he has got to try and find a way past Topainen, but he might just sit tight and see what Topainen does.
If I were Baby now, I would probably joker at the end of this lap to cover up Johan.
Just in the hopes that Johan gets held up by Topainen a bit.
Yeah.
Out the hairpin, Topainen trying to keep it in that groove that will develop all day long. The predictor at the moment says that Baby will lose it because in free practice this morning it was 4.1 was the average time. That does change a bit. Look, Kristoffersson, he'll wait for the tarmac, won't he, for sure, to make a pass.
Yeah.
Here we go. So will Johan have to make a pass on track? You're on board with him now as he comes up behind Topainen. Will Topainen go joker? On to the end of the F1 straight. Oh, and he uses the dirt on the outside, comes out wide and tight. Topainen goes off anyway. Now Kristoffersson hunts his own teammate down. He's got 3.4 up to Ole Christian, and this is going to be a big push. So this is Munich and Topainen. Topainen's got out in front of Rennie Munich. Kristoffersson into P2, as we say, was 3.5. The gap's down to 3.2. I think Baby's had a bit of a hurry up here. He's doing decent lap times, 101.4 and 101.8. They have the best conditions out there so far. It's probably going to be tight in between Ole Christian and Johan there. The track's about a second a lap slower than it was in yesterday's final, according to our timing team's data. Baby, the car control yesterday in Q1 was epic. Also this warm-up this morning. How was the gap now as they come to the line? It was 3.3. 2.2, 1.1 second in the gravel section alone. Johan Kristoffersson has carved that gap down, comes in tight, look, locks his wheels. You know Johan's trying hard, but he locks his wheels. Up to the point, now he's after Limitainen's time. It was a 4:14.6, with the track development and 7 world titles under your belt. Johan might be able to take that off Limitainen. Remember, they are in the same class today. This is for overall qualifying. On to the loose section now. Andreas, talk us through this. Yeah, this is a cool section. It's more narrow, it's slippery, you have to rotate early. You kind of have to give and take all the way, and at the end you take everything, you know. So when I say give and take, it's timing. Yes. So you sacrifice one corner to gain in the straight, and then you sacrifice the entry. Yes. All about maximising the speed. Yeah. Over the crest comes Kristoffersson into the left-hander. Trying to get to the tyre. Yeah, he's going to get there. It's 4:14, and the track's got much quicker over the line. And so is Johan, to be fair, for 11.7. Next time out will be interesting because we're going to see all those drivers in together. What have we got? 18 for Topainen. I can tell you, Johan won't be happy with his last lap because it was 2/10 off his lap 3. So that was probably the tyre lock into turn 3. Yeah. But he's got the job done. Johan Kristoffersson wins Q1 here on what might be the day he takes his 8th World Rallycross Championship title. Up to the top of his race, up to the top of the table for 11.781 is the time. OC Baby, his teammate, is behind and takes P2 in the session. Limitainen gets P3 overall in the session. Topainen did a good one in that as well. So it's Topainen in P4. Here you go for you guys. So Kristoffersson at the top from Baby, Limitainen and Topainen. So we're going to see the 2 teammates, the 2 Finns in with the 2 KMS Polos, and Nils Bollem will be in that last race as well. Then it'll be Gronon, Munich, Bolevski, Litvinowicz and Clara Anderson. So the 2 CE dealer team cars will be in the second race in the next session. And then everybody else in that final encounter. It's in an hour's time, if I remember correctly.
Here we see the start again. Turpinen in second, kind of giving a little squeeze to Johan there. He had to back off. Awesome to see a youngster challenging the champion.
Look at Johan's Joker. You can tell from the noise of the transmission there is one hit on the brakes, judged all the way to the point at which he comes off it and turns in.
Here's the Turpinen.
Turpinen going in.
Yeah. And he views the corners very much, Johan. He has a very nice driving style.
So although the wheels are locked, to a point. Yeah, 2 tenths, 2 tenths. What was he said to you yesterday? You're super smart. Yeah. It was a dig, but it was a fun one.
Yes. I would like the graphics team for the next qualifying heat to kind of like zoom in a bit on Ole Christian and Johan Kristoffersson's driving, especially on the dirt. I would love to give some comments. Some slow-mo there. I'm not sure if that's possible, but
we'll have a word with the TV team, mate. Johan Kristoffersson leads qualifying here at the final day of the World Rallycross Championship in 2025. He's in the best position possible to try and claim his 8th title. Needs another safe qualifying session. It's kind of done, but I don't think you'll see him celebrate until the end of quali. So make sure you join us for all the sessions today. It's in an hour's time is Q2. OC Baby P2, Limitainen P3, Turpinen P4. Can they do anything? That Hyundai is a very good car indeed, but they're up against a man with 7, looking for 8 world titles. We'll see you in an hour. Cheers, guys. Take care. See you then.